see some jerseys. I see some crazy jerseys. That's what I'm talking about. Bring on the ugly. Oh, I like it, Robert. That's nice. That's nice. Everybody's got to let me see what they got. Rick, how old is that jersey? And Kristen, I love the snowball hat. That's perfect.
Thank you. It's going to have to come off, you know.
I know. I don't think you want to wear that for the session.
No.
It would definitely be a little trashed by the end.
Yeah. I like your hat.
Yeah, I put my double star patch on there. Nice, Kim. Got the Santa hat going. Leo?
14-year-old entry.
14 years old. Look at that. Oh my God. Nice. So I had a guy text me today and say he couldn't make the session tonight. He was so bummed because he had a 50-year-old jersey that he was going to wear, but he couldn't make it. So he was really bummed. I'm like, 50 years old. Wow, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty old. Everybody's looking pretty good. What, Mariana? Couldn't find anything else? Come on.
I don't have anything old.
Okay.
I don't have anything ugly.
When you're only 17, like, you know, doesn't count.
Somebody said 14 years old, and I'm like 3 years, and that's my age.
There you go. All right. All right. You get a mulligan on this one.
Thank you. It's got some pretty interesting colors. Let's say that much.
Yeah. Okay. We'll give you that. You get the color award. And Earl, I like the SpongeBob SquarePants.
Bottom.
That's awesome.
That's perfect.
That is awesome.
All right, Meredith, what do you got hanging on you?
I'll move closer because my lighting is terrible. I have stockings and a bow and gift tags.
Oh,
I am a gift.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
This is third grade teacher going on right here.
You're
You guys are so creative. I just wore my ugly shirt that has an ugly color and it has the date redone on it.
Hey, you know, it shows your creativity. That's okay. You know, just boring orange, yellow shirt. That's okay. Whatever works. Whatever works. Good. We're getting a nice crowd here. We got 19 already. Let's see who's chatting me. I have no sound for some reason. Why do you, Maria, have no sound? From me? You're not hearing me? Where are you? See where you are. Maria, she's not even there. I don't know. She's not muted. So we'll see what she comes back with. Maybe she just, Maria, if you're there and you're listening or can hear, maybe you want to log in and log out. Just try to log back in again. All right, we got a good group going here. Let's see what time it is. All right, so everybody is up and running and ready to go. I am going to mute everyone, get us started so we can have a really fun workout. Yes, Kristen, if you want to take that hat off, you may. Kim, same thing with you. Might get a little hot. All right, everyone is now muted. All right, good. All right, people keep popping in. That's what I like to see. All right, let's get this party started. Let's join the Ugly Jersey trainer session night. Here it is. All right, turn on all of the computers. So I got my little elf with me tonight. So when Randy did his step class today, he put this guy like right in the front of his mat, and then he put the Zoom camera right at eye level of him. So when everybody logged in, they just saw this little tiny thing. So Randy was like, hello, welcome to my class. This is Elf Randy, and I'll be teaching the class today. So they were all like cracking up at him for doing that. So he's going to be your little elf friend for tonight, and going to get you through the workout with your ugly jersey on. Hopefully that jersey won't make you have a bad workout since it's a bad shirt. So you know the drill. Have your water bottle, your fan, which I didn't put over here tonight, your towel. Right now you're in a nice easy gear. Just spinning the legs, getting them warmed up. So tonight's workout's a little bit of everything. We're going to kind of do some cadence work, some low cadence work, some high cadence work, some standing efforts, some seated efforts. Nothing is, it's actually a 2-pager, but a not cheated 2-pager because it's only a couple of lines on the second page. So not so much of a 2-pager. But it's going to be one that's going to bring you into the holiday season, get you ready for what's to come and the new year coming our way. And hopefully it will be a fun workout for everybody. Then afterwards, I'm going to have a little judging going on and see who's going to win the prize for the most creative, most ugliest jersey of them all. So if you notice, I have my little present here. I had to, and if you notice, you probably can't see them behind me. I have my holiday balls hanging. So it looks like I was trying to find some lights, and our boxes would have our Christmas stuff in them. There was no way I was getting to them. I couldn't find the lights. You know how that goes. When you want something, you can't find it. And then, of course, I'll go up there tomorrow and I'll be like, here they are. So no lights, but a little bit of festive cheer to bring in this holiday spirit. All right, we're going to go 2 more minutes. This is how our first one's going to go. This is a little different than what we've done in the past. We're going to do a single leg drill followed by single leg, followed by 1 minute of both legs. So it's going to be kind of a combination effort. You get a little single leg into it. And then, of course, when you pedal with both, you can start to then incorporate what you've just done in those single legs. So that's why we do the single leg drills, so that you can start to get that full pedal stroke, complete circle, the push over the top, a little bit of pulling back on the bottom, and that upward part of the stroke bringing you up and around. So again, keeping your feet nice and flat through that process. You're not pushing your heel down, not pointing your toe. You want to make sure that that's a nice circular motion. If you think about only the upward part of the stroke, everything else kind of happens on its own. You don't need to push down. The pedal will go there itself. You don't have to force yourself to pull back on the pedal, because if your feet are flat, that will happen. So the upward part of the stroke is really the part that's the most challenging, because you have to get it up and over and start the process all over again. So we're going to work on that to get started. So I want everybody to get in your small ring, which you're already in. You're going to shift down to your 19. So remember, if you're 28 at the top, 25, 23, 21, 19. So you're about 4 or 5 gears down from your largest cog in the back. First one, 30 seconds, right leg only. 3, 2, 1, clipping out of the left. Give me the highest cadence that you can hold here with giving yourself a nice pedal stroke. You don't want to make it choppy by going too fast. You're going to feel these, especially now on the tops of your thighs, because your legs aren't as warmed up as they should be. Stopping your feet, clipping in your left, and then clipping out of the right. Left leg only. Should be one kind of smooth motion from one foot to the next. Keep that pedal going. Listen to yourself too. Clipping back in to the right foot, staying in this gear, both legs. Give me the highest cadence you can hold. You should be able to get to at least 90 to 100. We're holding this for a minute. Nice and smooth. Think about pedaling evenly. Not one leg overpowering the other. And again, listen to your pedal stroke. If it sounds choppy, then you might be pushing into the pedals. If you're only thinking about the upward part, it'll be nice and smooth. 3, 2, clipping out of the left. Only one leg. Right leg only. If anybody doesn't have clipless pedals, I want you to just think about pedaling with that right leg. Nice and smooth. Find the right rhythm. Clipping in with the left. Take a pedal stroke or two. Clipping out with the right. Only the left leg. Feel the smoothness. If you're right-handed, then your left pedal stroke might be feel a little off. Both legs. Clipping into both. Bringing that cadence up. 90 to 100. Get steady in this. Feel that smooth pedal stroke. Settle yourself into the saddle. Think about those body positions. Make sure your hips are turned properly. Little bend in those elbows. Relaxed hands. Tall in your torso. Take a deep breath if you need to get taller. Ten more seconds. Then we're going to do one more set of one-legged. Clipping out of the left. Right leg only. Remember, hook that foot either on the back of your trainer or place it back on the top. Don't sit there with your leg out trying to balance. Allow yourself to put that foot behind you. This is where you start feeling like you're not as smooth. Both legs. Take a few pedal strokes. Clipping out of the right. Make it happen. Make it smooth. 10 to go. After that 10, we're going to do one more, both legs. Clipping in with both. Last minute for the warm-up. Bringing that cadence up. 90 to 100. Feels smooth at this point. Now the legs are really going to be nice and warm. Ready to go with our first set of efforts. 30 seconds. Feel the upward part. Nobody's pushing into the pedals. I'm holding at 100. You can see my legs and you're following me. 3, 2, 1. Shift back up to that easy gear. Take a drink. All right. Time for our first set. This is going to be a build effort. We did a build effort like this a couple of workouts ago. So you'll kind of know what to do. This is another way to get us ready for that main set. So here's how it's going to look. You're going to be in a pretty easy gear. Your small ring 21. You can even go to your 19 if you feel like you need to do that. And again, remember, these are gear suggestions. If you're bouncing, then you need a harder gear. If you can't get to the cadence, you might need to go to an easier gear. But remember, sometimes it's not about the gear. It's just about getting that leg speed going. So it's 5 minutes. 90 for 15, 100 for 15, 110 for 15, all out for 15. Then back to 90. We're going to continue to do that pattern for 5 minutes. Small ring, 21. You're 28 at the top, 28, 25, 21. All right, here we go. 90 to start. 3, 2, 1. It might feel easy at 90. That's okay. Because as you go through this, you're going to start to feel the effects of it. And it's good. 100. It's good that 90 feels easy to you now. That's what I like. That means you're starting to learn how to get leg speed. 110. Bringing it up. This is where it starts to get hard. Don't go higher than 110. Hold it there. Last 15 seconds. All out. Let's go. Let's see what you can get. $127. 3, 2, back to 90. 90 really feels super slow at this point. $100. And again, if you feel like you need to change that gear, either easier or harder, you may do that. 110. 110. Don't go higher than 110. 3, 2, all out, all out, all out. Tight core. Keeps the legs going. Whatever your highest was, see if you can beat it. 3, 2, back to 90. So remember, here's the gauge if you're getting stronger. If this gear feels easy and you can go to the next gear, 100 and make these cadences happen, then you're making progress. So maybe you might want to give that a try for the next one. 110. Feeling smooth tonight. I like it. And 120 plus. Going for it, going for it, going for it. Staying light. Pushing your crotch into the saddle. 3, 2, back to 90. All right, see if you want to challenge yourself. Give yourself one harder gear. See if you can hold the same cadences in that one harder gear. 100. Now you'll know this next part is going to be a little harder. 110. Here's where you really have to get that positioning correct. Three, 2, 120, 120 plus. Leg speed, I see legs flying. I love it. 3, 2, back to 90. Last minute. If you stayed in that gear or you changed your gear, stay in it. Make these last 2 with that little harder gear. 100. And again, always consistent. 110. Last 30 seconds. I'm right at 110 if you're following me. All out, all out, all out. Let's go. There it is. 126 again. 3, 2, 1. Nice, easy gear. Take a drink. Towel off. All right. This next grouping. 1, 2, 3, 4 sets. 1 minute at one particular thing, and then 1 minute at 90. So it's going to go the first minute, 60 seconds, 60 cadence, seated, then 90 cadence, easy, seated. Then 1 minute standing, 1 minute seated, 90 cadence. Then back to 60, then back to standing. So up and down, mixing it up. The first gear I want you in. Big ring, 14, go ahead and find it. Big ring. Remember, 12 is at the bottom, or 11. 11, 12, 13, 14. So for some of you, you're only going to see 2 gears below your chain. Others may see 3. 1 minute here. 3, 2, 1. See if you can get this cadence up to 60. If not, shift up 1 easier. If you can hold 60 at that gear, then leave it there. Now is when you really have to get those light feet working. If you keep the light feet going, the legs won't feel so heavy. Convince yourself that it's not so hard to get these feet around. When I count it down, You're going to go to small ring. 3, 2, 1. Whatever gear puts you at 90. So maybe like you're 21. Allow this to be a spin, but also an easy. 1 minute here. When we're finished with that minute, the next one's going to be the same gear, but we're going to stand for a minute. And remember, when you stand, straight up, hips over the ankles, hands in the hoods, torso nice and tall, almost looking at the ceiling if you need to. Find your big ring. Back down to that 14. 3, 2, stand it up. And remember, you don't want to drop your hips. You're not going to be doing this. By dropping your foot to the bottom of that pedal stroke, you're losing the momentum. So it should feel light. You should actually feel almost as if, the term goes, you're dancing on the pedals, but I want you to feel light in your hands, strong in your legs, tall in your torso. Get a nice little rhythm about it. You're up over the pedals. 3, 2, back down to your small ring. Back to that 90 cadence. 1 minute easy. Take a drink. Towel off. After this easy, we're going to go back to seated. 60 cadence. You don't have to go to the gear yet. And again, thinking light when those gears get hard. It's the same thing that you should be telling yourself when you're climbing. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. When you're climbing, you need to convince yourself you're doing this. All right, back to that big ring. Back down to the 14 or the 15. 3, 2, 1 minute. 60 cadence. Right there. I'm right on it. If you're following my legs. Also, look down at your knees. They're doing this. If your hips are moving, you need to bring those knees in. Use the glutes and the hamstrings. Get tall in your torso. Almost feel like you're hovering over your saddle. Just a tiny bit. Feel you getting stronger at these. 3, 2, small ring, easy gear, back to 90 cadence. We have one more set to do. That's it, standing, same gearing, 1 minute for standing. Enjoy this rest. Spin the legs. You know, I think this jersey is probably 20 years old. They made it out of crappy material. This is like the real polyester. So this jersey came from, I'll tell you this story on the next effort. Find your big ring. Down to that 14. And you're standing up. So I don't even know what the year was, but we traveled to Italy with a friend of ours, Sam, who is a cyclist, and his wife, Michelle, at the time, was not a cyclist. So, of course, all of us were miserable because we kept seeing all these cyclists, and we weren't going, we weren't riding. We were doing like the real tourist thing. We did discover that we can't do a tourist vacation. Tourist vacations don't work for us. We need an active vacation. So halfway through the trip, we decided, let's go visit every bike shop we can find. 3, 2, small ring, easy gear, spin it out at 90. So we spent probably 3 days driving around in our little Fiat to every bike shop that we could find within a probably 100-mile radius. Of course, I think Michelle was completely miserable, but we were happy. And this is one of the jerseys that I got. In Perugia, Ponto Bici was the name of the bike shop. And of course, every bike shop in Italy has their shop jersey. So I think I came home with like 10 shop jerseys, which was really fun actually, because they were all very cool. 3, 2, 1. All right, you're gonna get 1 minute easy, just to spin the legs out. Then we're gonna go into our next set. So here's how the next set's gonna go. Now is where we're gonna start to build on the cadence and build on the gearing that we've been doing. We're gonna do a 1 minute effort. Every 15 seconds, you're going to shift to a harder gear. And I want you to maintain whatever cadence you started at. So I'd like for your starting point to be 85, 90, and you try to hold that for each one of those shifts that we make. Then we're going to move into 2 minutes of similar, 3 minutes of similar. So I'll give you the instructions as we go. So for now, I want you starting in your small ring and around your 23. 3, 2, 1, holding on to 90. It's going to be kind of a fun little challenge as you see yourself moving down the cassette, but also getting longer in the efforts. Shifting down one harder gear, holding on to that 90. Even if you're hitting 100 and you want to make 100 your goal, that's fine with me. One more shift harder. Holding on to 90 or 100 or whatever cadence you've set for yourself. Challenge yourself though. 3, 2, shifting again. Gets a little harder as you move down that cassette. 3, 2, 1, back to that easy gear. All right, that was an easy start. Now it's going to start to get harder. We're doing 4 30-second efforts. This time though, you're not starting in your 21 or your 23, you're starting in your 21. So your starting point, 1 gear harder. Same cadence range, 90 to 100. If you can't get to 90 in that first one, which I know all of you can, You can start at 85 or 80. So not a lot of leeway, but I want you to force yourself to work a little harder. So again, every 30 seconds, we're going to shift to harder. So small ring 21, 28, 25, 23, 21. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds at 90 or 100. Whatever you've picked for yourself. I'm going to hold 100. It's good. Remember, we're making 4 shifts. Let's see if you can hold the cadence. 3, 2, 1 gear harder. Holding that same cadence. If you start right from the beginning, don't let it drop into. If you're at 100, try not to see 99 at all. If you're at 90, try not to see 89. 3, 2, 1 more shift harder. Now is when you start to feel it. Think about those body positions. Get tall when you feel like your leg speed's slowing down. Almost ready. 3, 2, last shift. Bring the cadence up. Woo, a little harder. $15 to go. Come on. 3, 2, easy gear. Woo. Take a drink. 1 minute easy. Now you've known me long enough that you know where this is going to go. The next effort is 4 by 45 seconds. You're going to start in your 19. Your cadence range is going to be 75 to 90. So let's see which one works best for you. Nobody's cheating on the start gear. You're just going to walk down that cassette every 45 seconds, and you're going to get a little harder gear, but I want you to try to hold that cadence. So 19, 28, 25, 23, 21, 19. Find that gear. Here we go. 45 seconds. 3, 2, 1. 75 to 90. If you can hold higher than that, just know when you get to that last gear, it's going to be harder to hold for longer. I'm going to sit right at 90. So you have room to go, and you can still hold the cadence. Stick with it. Remember, 3, 2, 1. Shifting 1 harder gear. Holding the same cadence you were just holding. Perfect. Now don't let it drop. Concentrate on one thing and one thing only. Keeping that cadence consistent. $15 more seconds here. This gear feels good. 3, 2, 1. Another harder gear. Holding the cadence. Come on. Get it back up there. The shift makes it tough. $75 to $90. What cadence are you holding? Light on your feet. 3, 2, last shift. Come on now. Get it back up to that cadence. Feel yourself get tall. Relax your face. Keep the body moving. 15. 5, 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. Take a break. On to page 2. All right. We are moving through this workout. All right. So our next set. You're going to do a 5-minute climbing effort. So we've worked on one-legged, pedaling efficiency, low cadence, high cadence, getting to a harder gear, holding the same cadence. Now we're going to force you into a tough gear for a solid 5 minutes. So you're going to just hold it there. So what I want you to really think about is keeping your body nice and still. No hips rocking. No upper body rocking. I know it feels like you're making it easy for yourself to do this, but actually you're not helping yourself in any way. So you're gearing. Big ring, 13. Go ahead and go there. So you should see 1, maybe 2 gears under your chain, depending on what kind of gearing you have. 3, 2, 1. I want you to let the cadence be determined by the gear. But you should be at least 50. If the gear feels like it's hurting your knees at all, then go ahead and shift to one easier gear. Settle into this. We'll do a few stand-up portions just to keep you honest. Gonna grind through this. Feel like you're climbing up a hill. And you know what you need to do here. Try to get your leg speed to go a little faster. Hands in the hoods. Standing up. Sitting back down. Settling right back into that cadence that you were at previously. I'm right at 55. And I'm feeling the tops of my shoes. Why? Because I have my feet so light. And I'm feeling the pulling up motion. Keeping my feet flat, my arms relaxed. Two minutes down. 3 to go. Find that perfect climbing rhythm. Up on your deck, so you can open your chest up. In your hoods, standing up. Little break. Good for the butt. Good for the abs, actually. And feel yourself kind of stretch out. Give the arms a little break too. Three, two, sitting back down. 3 minutes in. 2 more minutes left to go in the ugly jersey workout. Then we'll get a quick cool down. So somebody asked me the other day, do I make like Christmas cookies? I don't make Christmas cookies, but I do make Mara bars. So my family is going to be very happy that they're going to have a bunch of Mara bars that will probably all be gone in a day because my nephew will probably eat 5 in every day. 3, in your hoods. 2, 1, standing up. Last minute. So how many of you guys pulled your ugly jersey out of the drawer? Hadn't been worn for years, and you just put it on. You didn't wash it. It's washed if it's in the drawer, right? I just put mine on. Sitting back down. Last 15 seconds. See if you can increase your cadence. Bring it up to 60. 3, 2, 1. Small ring up to that easy gear. So how many of you remembered to shift to an easier gear before shifting to your small ring? You might have dropped your chain. You might not have. So always remember that. If you're in your big ring and near the bottom or the small cogs of your cassette and you're shifting to that small ring, make it an easier gear before you shift to that small ring, or you may potentially drop your chain, especially if you have a 50-34 in the front. That's a huge drop for that chain to make. So like on mine, a 53-39, it doesn't have as far to go. All right, so if you haven't finished your water, make it happen. Easy gear right now. Spinning the legs, feel yourself starting to slow the sweating process. Of course, I'm sweating because I'm wearing this hat. Randy couldn't stand wearing his hat for his class. He took it off. like, come on, man. And of course, he wore a red shirt, green shorts, green socks, and red shoes. So he looked very festive. So, just as a reminder, there is not a Thursday night trainer session this week. Hopefully everyone will be celebrating, either those that are finishing up Hanukkah, which is already finished, and those that are starting Christmas get to start Christmas. And hopefully you'll be able to make some celebrations with somebody, either your family, yourself, whoever's in your house, whatever's happening in this year. Next week, we will have a Tuesday session. And then on Tuesday, I will be announcing what may potentially be another opportunity for you to be at a trainer session on New Year's Day. So keep that in mind. Something that you're going to get a personal invite to. And if you're interested in joining, you may. So going to keep that one kind of like, what do they call that? The tagline in the TV world, or the grabber. It's grabbing you to come and find out on Tuesday what's going to happen. All right, we're going to go 2 more minutes. Then I'm going to get off of here. I want to try to take a picture of everybody as close to your cameras as possible so that we can see you with your crazy ugly jerseys. So I have a friend of mine, a former athlete who lives in Italy. She still gets my emails, and she wrote me today and said, "That's such a cool, fun idea. You have to send me a picture." So I told her I would send her a picture of everybody. So I'll take a picture of my screen, and then take a picture of myself, send it off to her. So again, hopefully you're getting cooled down at this point, changing your leg speed a little bit. That one was a little all over the place, but I hope you saw the succession of that workout, from one-legged to cadences to standing to sitting to then having to hold those cadences in a harder gear. It's not easy to do, but that's how you know you're making improvements. That's what this workout was all about. Just seeing where you are, what gears work for what. Obviously, if you're in your big ring, you're 13, you know you're not going to be able to hold a 90 cadence. Maybe if you're going downhill, but not on a flat, unless you're in a huge train and you have a really strong track guy in front of you, which is what happened to me once out in Trexlertown. This guy with thighs as big as my waist was right in front of me, and we were moving. We were almost going 30 miles an hour on a flat. It was just insane, but it was fun. All right, so I'm going to stop my watch. I'm going to get off of this bike. I'm going to open up the phone lines, or open up your own phone lines, and we'll take a photo and we'll go from there. Great job, everybody. All right. So unmute yourself if you wish to. Great group tonight.